रहीम। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इस सेशन में हम आगे चलेंगे इंडिया एक्ट 1909 से। हमने देखा 1905 में पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल हुआ, उसके बाद 1906 में शिमला डेपुटेशन, 1906 में ही मुस्लिम लीग बनी और 1909 इंडिया एक्ट। उसके बाद जो मेजर इवेंट आता है वो 1916 का है, लखनऊ पैक्ट। लखनऊ पैक्ट was the first and probably the last pact or agreement between Muslim League and Congress, two major parties of India, that that seemed that the whole India was united in their demand of self-rule, because both of them were demanding self-rule. लेकिन एक छोटी सी बात आपको समझने की है कि मुस्लिम लीग कभी भी सेल्फ रूल नहीं मांगती थी। इससे पहले मुस्लिम लीग सेल्फ रूल नहीं मांगती थी। मुस्लिम लीग नेवर वांटेड इंडिपेंडेंस। बिफोर 1913 दे डिड नॉट हैव दिस पॉलिसी ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस, जबकि कांग्रेस जो है रेपिटेटिवली वाज डिमांडिंग सेल्फ रूल और इंडिपेंडेंस। क्यों मुस्लिम लीग नहीं मानती थी? क्योंकि मुस्लिम लीग कंसिडर्ड इंडिपेंडेंस as the end of British rule and start of the Hindu rule, because Hindu made majority of India and this was now a democratic form of government, and under democracy only majority wins the elections and they form the government center. तो मुसलमानों के पास तो कोई चांस नहीं था कोई सेंटर पे गवर्नमेंट बना सके, तो हिंदूज ही सेंटर में गवर्नमेंट बनाएंगी, and Hindus would revenge upon the Muslims for that rule Muslims had on India for many centuries. क्योंकि बहुत सारी हिंदू रिवाइवलिस्ट मूवमेंट्स थी, they were talking about an open revenge against the Muslims. They were saying that this was a dark period the Muslim rule had imposed upon India, तो जब वो वापस हुकूमत में आएंगे वो उनसे रिवेंज लेंगे। तो दैट फीलिंग that settled in the heart and mind of the Muslims. So वो independence नहीं चाहते थे. They thought the British rule was good for them at least, and they had some sense of justice. They maintained equality between the Hindus and the Muslims and other communities, but the Hindus would lose all that point of justice once they came and start ruling India. तो इसलिए वो सेल्फ रूल नहीं चाहती थी। लेकिन लखनऊ पैक्ट जो हुआ है वो सेल्फ रूल के लिए हुआ है, वो डिमांड ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस के लिए हुआ है, वो ग्रेटर रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन गवर्निंग देयर ओन कंट्री के लिए हुआ था। लेकिन उससे पहले हमें कुछ चीज़ों को देखना है, क्योंकि उससे पहले के जो इवेंट्स हुए वो इसकी रीज़न बनते हैं। 1909 के बाद जो पहला इवेंट होता है वो है पहले मैं दूसरे इवेंट आपको यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ। जैसे मैं अगर देखूं तो 1905 में पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल हुई, फिर 1906 में शिमला डेपुटेशन हुआ, इसके जवाब में फिर 1906 में द सेम ईयर आफ्टर द सक्सेस ऑफ शिमला डेपुटेशन मुस्लिम लीग वाज फॉर्म्ड। ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम लीग वाज फॉर्म्ड एज ए पॉलिटिकल पार्टी to continuously struggle for the Muslim rights. And then 1909 another success came to the Muslims, and that was Molle-Manto reforms or India Act 1909, Molle-Manto reforms। होता ये है कि 1911 में 1911 is a year when George VI, he was the king, and for his coronation ceremony he chose India। अपनी ताजपोशी के लिए वो इंडिया को चुनते हैं बादशाह। जो बादशाह हैं वो हिंदुस्तान में आते हैं और वहाँ पे दिल्ली में एक मुग़लों की तरह दरबार सजता है, दिस इज़ कॉल्ड दिल्ली दरबार। लेकिन जब बादशाह हिंदुस्तान में आने वाले होते हैं तो कांग्रेस और हिंदूस जो हैं एक प्रोटेस्ट मूवमेंट का ऐलान करती हैं कि वो बादशाह का बायकॉट करेंगे, और उतनी देर में ही बहुत सारी एंटी ब्रिटिश एक्टिविटीज़ भी हिंदूस की तरफ से हो चुकी हुई हैं। उनका गुस्सा पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल के ऊपर है। तो 1911 में दिल्ली दरबार में जब आते हैं, दिल्ली दरबार जब होता है तो बादशाह ऐलान करता है इंडियंस को कि इंडियंस को वो गिफ्ट देगा दिल्ली दरबार के मौके के ऊपर। तो वंस दिस दिल्ली दरबार और coronation ceremony was held at Delhi, there he announced two gifts to Indians. One gift was to the Hindus, and that was the reversal of partition of Bengal, or annulment of partition of Bengal, annulment of partition of Bengal. And there was another one which was not very significant. They announced to make Delhi as the new capital of British India in order to appease Muslims, because it had been the Muslim capital for many hundreds of years. तो मुसलमान तो खुश नहीं होते, but Muslims were completely estranged. They felt betrayed at the hands of the British, because the British had given them the promise at Shimla in 1906 that partition of Bengal would be irreversible, but now they were backing out from that promise. So what were the reasons for annulment of partition of Bengal? Annulment of partition of Bengal. क्या reasons थी partition of Bengal को ख़त्म करने की? उसमें से पहली reason तो ये थी कि कांग्रेस एजिटेशन मूवमेंट, they had boycotted British products. They had boycotted British products, and it was called Swadeshi movement. It had created so much pressure on the British textile trade, and that the British companies, those which were trading with India, they were much worried of that boycott, and they had started pressuring the British rulers to annul partition of Bengal. And the second reason was that the British could not annoy the majority for a longer period of time only for the sake of a minority. Muslims made minority and Hindus were a majority, and the majority was unhappy with the British rule. So that was an appeasement policy, appeasement of the majority Hindu, majority या Hindu majority, इसकी appeasement थी. That was called appeasement policy by the British in order to take the support of the majority Hindu, because Muslims made minority, and for the sake of minority they could not annoy the majority for a longer period of time. So these were the two major reasons. And then that boycott was pressuring British trade. So Muslims thought that the British only listened. They always called that the Brits only listened to violence and protest. They did not take care of Muslim loyalty. So here Muslims had shown loyalty to the British, but they did not pay heed to the Muslim loyalty. They just listened and cared for the violence and the protests. So Muslims really felt betrayed. That is why the next years were very important for Muslims, because there was a shift of policy. But before shift of that policy, 1913, Jinnah joined Muslim League. Jinnah joined Muslim League. Jinnah ने Muslim League को join कर लिया, because Jinnah had come into politics in 1906 when Muslim League came into existence, but Jinnah joined Congress at the outset of his politics. But now it was 1913 when Jinnah joined. At that time when Jinnah joined Muslim League, Jinnah was young, idealistic man. He wanted Hindu-Muslim unity. He thought that only with Hindu-Muslim unity, Indian independence could be achieved. That is why Jinnah once joined Muslim League. It also made an impact upon Muslim policy. So Muslim policy was changed. Muslim League policy changed now. And now Muslim League changed its policy from loyalty or blind loyalty or outright loyalty to self-rule suitable to India. Self-rule suitable to India. That was the policy adopted by the Muslims. I have told you earlier that Muslims never wanted self-rule or independence because Muslims thought independence would bring Hindu rule. And Hindus had alleged Muslims were servants to the British. And there was a time when Mohsin Mulk, once making speech at Aligarh, said, yes, we it's better to be servants to the British than slaves to the Hindus. So this was an agreement which Aligarh people, they agreed in open that they could not tolerate Hindu slavery, but yes, it was tolerant for them to serve the British. So now they had changed for the first time the policy self-rule suitable to India, and self-rule was the policy of the Congress. It means both of these demands were not the common ones. It was also a kind of an indication or a hint sent by the Muslim League to the Congress that they were ready for the working cooperation with them, because both of their demands had converged, both of their interests had converged now. But you know, one thing is very important. Congress were demanding of only self-rule without any condition, but Muslim League now demanded self-rule with a condition, and that condition was suitable to India. How it would be suitable to India, this freedom, when separate electorate were given, when 1/3 representations of the Muslims were reserved, when 3/4 community vote formula was given, when minority weightage was given, so many other cultural and political rights, if enshrined in constitution, that kind of freedom they accepted. So this 1913 is very important. There are another things which happened in 1913, such as in 1913 happened Balkan War, when some of the colonies of the Turkish Khilafat, they rebelled against Turkey and in Balkan, and Britain supported the rebels against Turkey in Balkan War. Then there was another policy of the British to show hostility towards Afghanistan and Iran, the Muslim countries. And then there was an incident in India of Kanpur Masjid, when Kanpur Masjid's one major part was demolished only to widen the road, and the Muslims were not happy. So these different reasons were there for the Muslims' unhappiness. That is why we can say that later on they joined Congress and in Lucknow Pact. Then there started in 1914 World War I, which remained till 1918. These are different incidents. 1911 से लेकर 1914 तक different incidents होते हैं. 1911 में annulment of partition of Bengal, 1913 में जिन्ना ने join Muslim League, and the most important one, 1913 Muslim League changed its policy from loyalty to self-rule suitable to India, and then there was a war. So for all these, in the backdrop of all these reasons, then Congress and Muslim League started coming closer to each other, and there were the two leaders who wanted that partnership. One was Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Jinnah was now the member of Muslim League, but he had not resigned from Congress. So he was a member of both of these representative parties of India. On the other hand, Congress leader was Mahajan. Both of them wanted the working coordination between these two parties. Both of them decided to hold annual session at Lucknow in 1916, and in 1916 incident, they had a pact, they had an agreement, and this incident agreement was called Lucknow Pact. This incident was called Lucknow Pact. So now some of the causes we have read already, and the first growing demand of self-rule in India, I mean, Muslim League and Congress, both of them were demanding the self-rule of India. It means the whole India was united in their demand of self-rule. As Muslim League and Congress, both of them made majority of India. Then afterwards, Muslim estrangement with the British. We could see that the Muslim estrangement with the British on reversal of partition of Bengal, कानपुर मस्जिद इंसिडेंट, उनको उसको शहीद कर दिया गया था. बल्कान वॉर, द ब्रिटिश हॉस्टिलिटीज़, बल्कान वॉर, द ब्रिटिश हॉस्टिलिटीज़ टूवर्ड्स मुस्लिम कंट्रीज़. तो ये सारी रीजंस बनी मुसलमानों की रिजेंटमेंट और स्ट्रेंजमेंट की, कि मुसलमान खुश नहीं थे ब्रिटिश से. फिर अगले है जिनास इन्फ्लुएंस. जिना हैड जॉइंड मुस्लिम लीग इन 1913 बट वाज द मेंबर ऑफ कांग्रेस टू. सो दिस आल्सो बिकेम one another reason for it. His role to bring Congress and Muslim League closer was very significant, and Quaid-e-Azam earned after Lucknow Pact successful inking of Lucknow Pact. He was given a title, Hindu Muslim Ambassador, or Ambassador of the Hindu Muslim unity. Then Muslim League's change of policy, self-rule suitable to India from outright loyalty, that also becomes one reason. Another one was 1914 to 1918, World War I. British demanded that Indians should sacrifice on the side of the Britain against Germany, and Indians were doing the same ones, but in return they were demanding more representation in government, which is also called self-rule. So these were the reasons for Lucknow Pact to happen. And what is the significance of this Lucknow Pact? This is also important one. Significance of Lucknow Pact is Congress League unity. This was the first and probably the last time that both of these parties showed unity, and such kind of consensus would never take place in history, which happened in Lucknow Pact. So Congress acceptance of League as the representative party for Muslims, that is very important one. Congress, when Muslim League came into being, Congress never accepted Muslim League as a representative party. Congress always claimed there are only two parties in India. One is Congress and another one is Britain, and there was no third party. If there is any third party, Congress claims it has to line up. So they never regard Muslim League as a party, because Congress always claimed that Congress was the true representative party of all the Indians, including Muslims and others. So they had never accepted Muslim League as a party or as a representative party of Muslims. And now, going into the pact or agreement with the Muslims, that they had agreed or conceded to Muslim League as a party and as a representative of the Muslims. That was a big achievement for Muslim League. Then Congress also conceded to the major Muslim political demands, such as separate electorate, 1/3 Muslim seats, and minority weightage, 3/4 community vote. I mean, these were the major demands of the Muslims, and they were also called constitutional guarantees of the Muslims. The Congress, for the first and the last time, agreed to these demands, that they would also push forward these demands along with the other ones to the British, so that they should become the part of constitution. Look, separate electorate, they had never accepted the separate electorate once they were granted in Shimla deputation. And then 1/3 Muslim seats, reserved seats in assemblies, they had never accepted. They always demanded Muslims should not be given so many seats in councils. Then minority weightage formula, they had never talked about it, because they never wanted that minority weightage formula. In majority areas, if Muslims made minority, they should be given more weightage in assemblies. That was not acceptable to them. 3/4 community vote formula, they had never accepted. That if a decision has to be taken about any community, that community representatives should be asked. If 3/4 majority of that community agrees, then that decision should be implemented, otherwise not. That was never accepted. But all these demands of the Muslims were conceded to by the Congress for the first time. But Muslim League also conceded to Congress demand. And what was the Congress demand? Self-rule. Under self-rule, Congress was demanding councils, I mean provincial councils, which later on became assemblies, provincial assemblies, empowerment of these councils. These should not remain just the talking shops or the platforms where only resolutions could be moved, but those resolutions should be binding upon the British. So this was something which they accepted. So self-rule, that was suitable to India. They accepted to self-rule, but how it could be suitable to India when all these demands would be fulfilled. Then this was leaks diplomatic politics. What is diplomatic politics? This was Lucknow Pact also tells us that now Muslim League is becoming mature, and this was the start of the diplomatic politics in India of Muslim League. What is diplomatic politics? And diplomatic politics means if British rulers did not take care of Muslim interests, then Muslims could look the other way, and the other way were Congress. The Congress people who were opposed to the British rule, they could demand, they could just surrender loyalty, and they could demand self-rule from the British if the British did not take care of or look after their interests, such as partition in Bengal was a promise given to them, but they backed out from this promise. So this was just an indication, a message given through diplomatic means or channels by going into pact with the Congress that Muslim League would be with British, or they would still show loyalty to the British as long as the British looked after their interests.